You guys ready? It's a big one.
Hello YouTubers, this is the noobifier. Today is the 27th of May 2022. There was an hour-plus long Star Citizen live that wasn't live, it was pre-recorded. It's called Invictus All Ship Q&A. Here's what you need to know. Jared said that this was pre-recorded to suit the schedule of all the local holidays and celebrations. The first question was, when is physicalized damage being added? And John said that in the near future they would begin adding the tech for physicalized components and then making that function first, and then they would tackle physicalized damage. John mentioned that the entire fleet needs to be brought up to what's called a gold standard, where the legacy assets need to have the component space, then physicalized component systems are added. Q4 is the target for this, and they said that this paves the way to begin where physicalized damage systems can be added. They spoke about heavy fighter balance. The current impression is that the Hurricane is still a little bit stronger than the Scorpius, but they need to adjust the balance carefully. They were talking about reducing the speed of heavy fighters in relation to the medium and light fighters. They said that ship tractors are being worked on. The handheld tractor is a good baseline, and they want to scale this up for ships. John did say though that there really isn't a reason to push that before the cargo refactors added. They mentioned that the end of the year is the testing target for that, as they also need to complete IFCS first. The ongoing balance pass that was mentioned months ago continues, and they're still working on some features which will let them dial in the combat speed that they were talking about earlier. Weapon output and power aren't the only parts of the balance. Physicalized damage and speed are also considerations, and as these aren't in yet, they would need to add those before they can consider a final balance. They really kept talking about bringing the speed down, and John said that it was such a deep subject that could be its own show, the physicality of combat. Stealth is being added quietly, but then Richard said that stealth would further upset the balance if added, and as the complete systems aren't complete, then they can't progress with balance. Stealth can't be added. Choosing 2 small ships over 1 large ship will eventually be balanced, giving us a real choice where both are similarly viable. John said that time and complication of getting many small ships into one place would also become an advantage for these larger fighters. Jared said for those new citizens that operating a live game and building a game at the same time greatly complicates the development. Shield tuning is very basic, and Richard said that once the speed balance was factored in, then each shield type would be separated to have its own advantages and disadvantages. John then also said that physicalized components are needed for that as the first layer before this diversity and balance can be addressed. Spawning a vehicle within another at the ASOP terminal was being worked on, but then that team was tasked elsewhere. Ballistic weapons run out of ammo, and Richard said that they're still playing with the numbers, but this is basically working as planned, as its main drawback is it has a large punch, but then you run out of ammo. Not all ships have escape pods, not all escape pods will escape in the same way, and not all ships that have escape pods have had their gold standard. Once physicalized damage is planned out, they're going to have a better idea on how escape pods will work, and then John said that there would never be a situation where the ship would just magically blow up. Scales of damage would be gradually given, allowing the repair mechanic to occur, eventually resulting in a situation where the crew knows that they're screwed, and that the ship is lost, and that they need to make their way to the escape pods. VTOL versus wing is still a thing that's being worked on. Physicalized control surfaces are needed before the flying can be dialed in. John said that once all that was added, heat buildup will be used to prevent the ship from just hovering. Basically, it'll sit there, it'll overheat, and then it'll land itself, or it won't be able to hover. They're planning to do a headlight and searchlight balance. Art always wants less light to show off the pretty, and design always wants more light to show off the gameplay. Jared mentioned night vision, and some people giggled. John reminded us that there's no such thing as a special or protected ship. All ships will be great and poor. You'll need to choose the right or best ship for your needs rather than having one great all-around ship. Cargo refactor should make the store-all box on the Aurora work. When you undock a snub, eventually you'll lose the marker to the parent ship. They want to address that. Ship modularity was being worked on, but then the developers were tasked elsewhere. They want to investigate building a land-based refueling vehicle. Building boats are a possibility, but no one needs them yet, so they're not going to build it. The Polaris got a hangar update and a little bit of a tweak. It's longer, but not very much. The hangar is still rated extra small, and the ship now has a docking collar. Gladius and Sabre and other similar size ships, those ships are in the size 0 range. Those will fit. Within 3 months, they want to tease us with some interior shots. The 600 refactor preserved the outside and fixed the docking collar. The interior rear section has been greatly altered. Both variants are now quite different. The The Retaliator update has been shelved, but it does have wider corridors, docking collars, and the flight deck still needs work. The exterior will be a little bit thicker here and there, but it'll look mostly the same. They want to redo the interior of the Starfarer, and that's not on any roadmap. Spectrum wanted to know why Richard broke the Ion. He replied that there are systems that still need to be added before they can perform proper balance. John said that everything will change and there should never be a one-shot kill weapon, so it'll remain nerfed. The Connie is old and John is aware that we want more struts. JK. Previous gold pass needs a new gold pass that'll make the current component section up to the current polish that's needed. They really want to play with the struts and make everything super nice. Jared wanted to know why some ships are chosen over others. John said that something such as the Polaris would take the entire focus of the team for about 12 to 18 months. They want to keep the ships releasing on a regular schedule for us, and they want to release ships that would have a purpose. Working on a large ship, then working on another large ship is actually hard on the team, so it's nice to flip-flop and change things up. John ended by saying that he really wants to tackle a truly large multi-story land vehicle in the near future. And that's it. A fun show that was pre-recorded. Thank you very much for spending your time with me. If you enjoy the breakdowns, please consider subscribing so I can help to keep you up to date and all of that other stuff. Tell your friends. Fly safe, and I'll see you in the verse.